A Senate hearing this afternoon focuses on waste and abuse in federal disability insurance. Last night, 60 Minutes reported on the program that's called a secret welfare system. One judge who decides claims told Steve Croft that too many Americans are going on disability when they cannot find a job.
People run out of unemployment insurance. They are not going to die silently. They're going to look for another source of income. It is not unusual for people, especially people over 40, to have some sort of an ailment or impairment. So they will file for disability benefits based upon that. For many of these people, the plant closed. There are no jobs in their communities. What are people supposed to do?
Oklahoma Senator Tom Coburn is also a doctor. He's been reviewing the disability insurance system for the past 2 years. Senator Coburn is on Capitol Hill. Good morning, Senator.
Good morning, Charlie.
Good to see you. Can you tell me what your staff found and what was most disturbing to you?
Well, actually, this will be the second hearing, Charlie, and the first one we found is 25% of the cases that are adjudicated by the system are wrong. So that's 1 out of 4. The second thing, what we found was collusion and most likely fraud and extortion in this particular office, as well as terrible management by Social Security itself in terms of its own rules and its own guidelines. The other thing we found is that the people inside the Social Security office, not the judges, but the people actually making determinations, do a pretty good job. But then it's totally ignored by the ALJs and the trial bar when in fact they go to try to secure somebody disability when in fact they're not disabled.
This fraud and collusion that you talk about, what's the cost to taxpayers?
Well, I think just this one judge that we looked at assigned over $5 billion worth of claims. Wow. Just in the last 4 or 5 years. And we don't know which one of those might have been real versus not. What we do know is this one judge, it appears, didn't actually look at the cases, just decided them on the record without hearing the testimony from either the attorney, the individual, or Social Security, or reading actually the full file on the individual's claim.
Senator, last night on 60 Minutes, you said we have so many scalawags in the system. Remember when I hadn't heard that word in a very long time? We have so many scalawags in the system that people that really need the help will not be able to get it, that we will run out of money. What can we do to prevent this from happening?
Well, there's a couple of things. First of all, the problem's acute. Probably less than 18 months, the Social Security disability system will run out of money. And that means the people who are truly disabled are going to take a significant cut in the disability payments that they get today. So I think that's one. One is continuing disability review, which the Social Security system has failed at. They send you a postcard and ask you if are you continually disabled, and of course anybody that's getting a good sized check is going to say yes rather than no. So there's no real organized effort to take people off of disability once their injury has resolved.
Mm-hmm. Senator, I want to turn now to the government shutdown. You have said that you thought that your fellow Republicans would fold like hotcakes 7 or 8 days into the shutdown. Today marks day 7. What do you say to your fellow Republicans?
Well, I didn't say that. What I said was they eventually would fold like hotcakes, and I didn't say 7 or 8 days. What I said was as soon as the pressure from outside, the pressure will become so great that a compromise will happen.
And where are we now?
I believe that, well, we're not, because nobody's talking. Look, the debt ceiling and the CR are the same thing. There is no such thing as a debt ceiling in this country because it's never been not increased. And that's why we're $17 trillion in debt. And I would dispel the rumor that is going around that you hear on every newscast that if we don't raise the debt ceiling, we will default on our debt. We won't. We'll continue to pay our interest, we'll continue to redeem bonds, and we'll issue new bonds to replace those. So that it's not entirely accurate. What we need to do is have a discussion. Here's a great example. The Social Security disability system, we need to fix it. Nobody wants to fix it. Nobody wants to fix the fraud in Medicare. We have a new program coming out, the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare, and there's no income verification at all. So we know that's going to get defrauded to the tunes of billions and billions of dollars. Okay. So why would we continue to do the same thing that put us in the trouble that we're in?
That is the question many people are asking, Senator. We're going to have to leave it there. We thank you.